Hello, everybody. This is Aaron Peters. I'm going to be doing this listening party by myself today, just to talk about the music. We're going to focus on 3 songs today. What do you say? What do you say about this song that I'm about to play? The song's called Perfect Crime. I wrote it when I was 24 years old. And let's see, it was a rough song to write. I remember I had all the words written in. I was just missing the crescendo in the middle. I had the chords. I knew how I was going to sing it. I just didn't have the words yet. And when that was the final piece of the song. From ourselves we hide, from the darkness deep inside. You took away our pride, and you will never know what you have done. And that's the last bit that I wrote for this song. Everything else is written, and I remember the first time I sang those words out loud, it was really hard to sing those words out loud. And over the years, people have said to me that they love the song, and there's always been a reaction to this song. And I think it means a lot of things to a lot of people. I like to say that, along with the video, if you've seen the music video for Perfect Crime, I like to say that, music, the conversation between Aboriginals and non-Aboriginals, colonials and First Nations people, that conversation about the meaning of coexisting and reconciliation and the wrongs that have been done in racism and all that stuff like that, that conversation never really gets a good chance to happen, and it never did when I was growing up. And so I grew up in seeing a lot of the stuff that was going on. My parents were both residential school survivors, so I got to witness their PTSD and their trauma and the way that they enacted that in their lives. And I could tell you tons of stories, but the understanding that I had when I wrote the song is just that, this is wrong. Something's wrong here, and I have to write about it, and I have to sing about it. And so I was writing this song from the point of view of a 24-year-old Native man, Native kid, actually. I was just a kid. And just when you're that young, nothing really stops you from saying what you need to say. If you need to say it, nothing stops you, and nothing stopped me. And I'm glad that I was brave enough to pull this song together. And you know what? That conversation needs to happen. And I noticed that when Perfect Crime, the music video, all the blood, sweat, and tears that we put into writing the song and then recording the song and then producing the video, like a lot of beautiful people helped in that. And I thank all of them. And when you watch the music video for Perfect Crime, it opens the heart, and it opens the heart to anybody who watches it. So, without further ado, this is Perfect Crime, and we're going to be playing a couple more songs after this, but right now, this is 24-year-old Aaron Peters singing his heart out on the listening party.
From my graves, their bones cry out. Don't let what happened to us be forgotten. Indian hunters were paid for each scale by the government. bones cry out. Don't let what happened to us be forgotten.
Yeah. Perfect Crime. Wow. Listen to that. Yeah, the hairs stand up on the arm. The story of that video is kind of cool because I wrote the song. It was the last song I wrote for my first tape, and I sent the song around to a few people, and one of the people that listened to it was a guy named Don Marks, and Don loved the song so much he ended up becoming my manager, and he took over my career, and he did so many amazing things for me. One of the things he did was he spearheaded the Perfect Crime music video. So that was the big project that we had going on together. We worked really hard on the video, and I remember the meeting that we had. See, back in those days, kids, there was something called Much Music, and if you had your music video played on Much Music, then you were doing pretty darn good. So the goal of everybody was to have their music video played on Much Music. Now, to do that, you had to mail your video and send it on VHS tape or whatever. And they would have a meeting every Tuesday in Toronto at Much Music headquarters. And that's what we did. We finished Perfect Crime. We had the video. We were very, very proud of it. We thought it was amazing. And so we sent Perfect Crime into Much Music. Now, I had a meeting with my manager, Don Marks, shortly after that, and he told me the news. And he was ready to jump off a bridge, Don was. And he says to me, he says, Aaron, they're not playing the video. They've passed on Perfect Crime. Much Music will not play Perfect Crime. And he was ready to jump off a bridge. And I was like, don't worry about it, Don. Everything's going to be okay, I said to him. And he said, what do you mean? And I said, well, there's no way that Denise Donlin was in that room. He said, how do you know? I said, Denise Donlin was not in that room to watch Perfect Crime, because if she was in that room, they'd be playing Perfect Crime on Much Music. She wasn't there. He goes, what are you talking about? And I said, look it, she is married to a man named Murray McLaughlin. Have you seen Murray's latest music video? And at the time, he had a music video that had the most respectful, beautiful portrayal of Aboriginal people in his music video. Couldn't tell you the name of the song, but I'll look it up. I'll leave it in the description of this video. I said, that's the video that he made. She's married to him. You're going to tell me that she's going to look at Perfect Crime and say, no, that ain't going to happen. She wasn't in the room. So he did some investigating, and he got a hold of Denise Donlin, who was the president of Much Music at the time. And sure enough, she wasn't there. And she did watch it, and she put it in rotation. And she even went as far as to go to some record labels in Toronto on our behalf and try and get us signed. Everybody passed because they were looking for a better song, as they said. That's the story of Perfect Crime, the music video, and I'm glad you guys were here to listen to it, and I'm glad you guys are here listening to these songs right now. The next song is a song called If Crazy Horse Could See Us Now. If Crazy Horse Could See Us Now is a little bit on the dramatic side, and it's meant to be, and I am very happy that this song exists because I think it speaks to the dramatic side of all of us. I wrote it in 2012. I wrote it in 2011, actually. And I performed it live in front of the government building in Toronto there. And that was an interesting thing because Chief Isidore Day was there. Pam Palmater was there. There was a bunch of people. Kevin Schofield was there. A lot of people were there, and it was just, I think the Harper government was just really pissing people off, and they had to just do something. So there was a bunch of us there, And I got up and I sang this song. Interestingly enough, what happened after that was pretty amazing because immediately after that, Idle No More started. There was no Idle No More when that was happening, so it was pretty interesting. I'm not saying that this song started the whole thing off, but every time Isidore Day sees me now, he yells at me, "Crazy Horse!" He really liked this song on that day. I tell you, it made sense to play it. This is Crazy Horse. This is If Crazy Horse Could See Us Now on the listening party.
The crazy horse could see us now. Do you think that he'd approve of all the changes made to this land and of me and you? When he sees the way we've lived our lives, could you look him in the face? Would he rise up against the enemy? Or would he embrace this peace? If he could see you and me. If Crazy Horse could see us now, do you think that he'd be proud of the way they speak of all of us, the way we let them push us around? Do you think he'd attempt to help us all up from off our knees? Would he chase away the alcohol and the apathy disease that's inflicting you and me? Crazy horse could see me now, what do you think he'd say about the way that I conduct myself, living here day to day? Do you think that he would understand the changes that I've made, the battle that I fight alone, the price I always pay to be they tell me to be? You're invisible to this world. No one can see you. You just don't matter. You're invisible to this world. But what if Crazy Horse could see us? Would he forgive us? Would he forget us? If he could see us,
That was If Crazy Horse Could See Us Now, a song written by yours truly, Aaron Peters, in 2011. That song actually is going to be included in a fundraising film that I am producing at the moment. We're not sure when it's going to be airing or when it's going to be put online, but that song is actually going to be sung by a group of us. I'm going to be joined by Mary Mahler on that song. Tracy Bone is going to take a verse. Lucienne Spence and Gator Bolio We're all going to be singing that song together, kind of like We Are the World, but we are the brown world. Yeah, we'll let you know when that's going to be up. It's all the funds are going to be going towards the Indigenous Residential School Museum of Canada. The National Indigenous Residential School Museum of Canada. Yeah, that's who we're raising funds for. And it's going to be up soon. And as soon as I find out, I'll probably put the info on the graphic for this video that you're watching, listening to, whatever. And I'll share the info in the description of the video as well. Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be really, really cool. Next song. There's a person that, okay, so I'm a producer. I have a recording studio. I have a bunch of equipment. I do films as well. I have a recording studio and I produce local artists. Ivy Venon, I first saw her on stage at the Bulldog Jam at Bulldog Pizza on Main and Cathedral and here in Winnipeg. And she's one of a kind, Ivy. She's very brave, and I recognize that kind of songwriting in her right away as soon as I saw her play. She choked on stage. It was something that I'd never seen anybody do before, but she forgot the words to one of her songs, and she just choked. And she just stood there, and she stopped playing, and everybody just looked at her, the whole room, and she was like, and then she picked up and she finished the song. And I thought it was like the most amazing moment I've ever seen on stage, actually, because the look in her eyes as she was like, just, yeah, it was something else. And she finished the song, and I thought, you know what, I got to talk to this girl. So I went and talked to her, and I started talking about my studio, and we started working together. Now, this song that you're about to hear, this song has been handpicked by me to be appearing in the fundraiser that I talked about earlier. We're raising money for the National Indigenous Residential School Museum of Canada, which is based out of Portage-la-Prairie, close to Portage-la-Prairie. We're raising money for that museum. And this song fits in perfectly because it's a song about, when I first heard the song, I thought, okay, somebody might listen to it and think, okay, it's a love song. Okay, now I happen to know the behind the scenes of where the song actually came from because we spoke about it when we were recording it. I asked her what the song is about. Songs about addiction. Songs about alcoholism. Songs about being in love with somebody who has an addiction and what happens to you when they leave, when they go out the door, and you don't know when they're going to come back, but they're out for the night. They're going to go party. And it's a song about that emotion when you have to, endure that kind of thing when you love somebody. And I think it's a beautiful song. One of the things that kind of missed the mark about the song when I listened to it when we first started recording it, I thought that she had to really don't pull any punches. I told her, Ivy, don't pull any punches. You got to land some hits here. So I told her, you know what, that bridge where you're singing what you're singing, how about you sing when you're drunk instead of that? And we had a long conversation about it, and she agreed, and we thought, okay, this is going to be good. Let's do it. Let's land some punches here. So this is it. This is Wait. I'm very proud of her. She's an amazing singer-songwriter, and I know you're going to love her. This is Wait by Ivy Venon on The Listening Party.
I can see you fading slowly, disappearing until you're lonely. Why are you trying to go that way when there's so much left to say? Are you hoping can disappear and I just forget that you were even here. Are you lying to save me from you? Well, guess what? It's too late. It's too late to do it. I got something to say to you. Wait before you go away, 'cause you need to know that I love you, but it breaks my heart, 'cause it takes your soul every time you go. I'm not quite sure what it is that you're doing, or what it is you think you're trying to do. All I know is that it's not helping at all, 'cause it takes you away and then you're gone. Wait, I've got something to say to you. Wait before you go away, 'cause you need to know that I love you, but it breaks my heart, 'cause it takes your soul every time you go. Even if I beg, I can't get you to stay. Why do you always have to go away? You might think you're here, but you're so far gone, 'cause you're not the same. No, you're not the same at all. When you're drunk, when you're drunk. Wait, I've got something to say to you. Wait before you go away, 'cause you need to know that I love you, but it breaks my heart, 'cause it takes your soul every time you go. Why do you always have to go away? Why do you always have to go away? Why do you always have to go away? Why can't you stay? Why can't you just stay?
That was Ivy Venon. Wait, fantastic song. Love it. I can't wait for you guys to see the video, which we are going to be premiering during our fundraising film for the National Indigenous Residential School Museum of Canada, to be announced very, very shortly. If you get a chance, make sure you check out their website, check them out on Facebook. It's a worthwhile endeavor. I think that these songs that I've been playing today on the listening party, they're all going to be in the film, but they all share a link, a thread, if you will. And so, of course, Perfect Crime and the other one there, If Crazy Horse Could See Us Now, those are obvious. But this one that you just listened to, Ivy, I don't know if she knows it, but like, man, she wrote a really amazing song. And I quite enjoyed playing guitar and bass and singing background vocals and producing the track. and Dylan did an amazing job on the drums as well. I just want to say that the song, the reason why I included it in the film that I made to raise funds and awareness for the residential school museum, the reason is because when you listen to this song, when you listen to it, it's a song that it's about the generational effects of residential schools. Now, people might sit there and say that, okay, what do you mean by that? Generational effects. Well, the generational effects are as follows. My parents, both of them, went to residential school. They grew up. They had kids of their own. Me and my sisters and my brothers. And we had to endure a lot of stuff that those people put us through. They had PTSD. They had trauma that they were in no way, shape, or form even attempting to deal with. And they were self-soothing in many self-destructive ways. And us kids had to really endure that. Now, our kids, likewise, have to endure that. Because what we do is we carry that with us. And I have PTSD because of the stuff that happened when I was a kid. Did I go to residential school? No, I didn't. But I am suffering the generational effects of it, and so are my children. And we're not going to get into that right now. But this song is about the generational effects of residential school, because when you love somebody who has issues and has trauma and has PTSD and is self-soothing using alcohol or addictions of any kind, food, some people self-soothe with food, work, some people self-soothe with work, like anything that's just a little bit too much in your life, it's an addiction, right? When you are dealing with somebody like that, you are dealing with the generational effects of the residential school system. And I recognized that as soon as I heard the song. And it was just plain as day when I heard the song. So I'm really happy that she wrote it. I'm really glad that we were able to bring it to you tonight, whenever you're listening to this. And I welcome you to check out the YouTube channel. Become a subscriber. I'm going to be doing more of these listening parties. And we'll see you again. My name is Aaron Peters, and I thank you for listening.
It's the push and the pull that makes me so not sure. It's the game, it's the same, the playful way you are makes it hard to let you go. And the walls you have inside are the places that you hide. Sometimes the hero, I see you smile, I hear you cry, I know all of the reasons why you run to escape, distract yourself from all of your pain. Kisses can't be on the field. Lies the weapon that you wear when we become what we despise. Sometimes the hero dies. Kisses can't be on the field. Lies the weapon that you wear when we become what we despise. Sometimes the hero dies. The hero
time.